Hey everyone! Now, this is a follow-up video to my previous update video, where I talked about the subject of reaction video formats. You know, different formats that are possible, different formats that I've done, formats that I may do in the future, that sort of thing. And I wanted some feedback because I was considering maybe changing up how I do things, going to more of a redirect style because I believe that to be more convenient for a lot of people. And I was actually, before I made the video, I was actually pretty convinced that like 90% of people would have preferred that. But I was wrong, and the people have spoken. So I put up a little straw poll in the comment section of that video, as well as on my Discord server. And yes, this is what it said. The number one was to stick with my current format that I do for currently airing shows. And that not only did it win, it had more than double the votes of the redirect option. And that's saying something. Now, I expected there to be a, like, I mean, okay, what am I trying to say here is that because there's inherently a little bit of bias with my current viewers, because anyone that's already subscribed to me is going to be okay with the way I do things to a certain degree. So I was going to take that bias into consideration. So if the whole stick with the current format thing only won by a little bit, I probably would have still counted redirect as a winner. But since it was more than double, yeah, I'd say the people have spoken in this regard. And as a result, I'll just continue doing things the way I do them, which is to have subs down here and a timer up there behind the big block there. Which, yeah, if that's what people want, then yeah, I can totally do that. It's a matter of both formats really have their ups and downs, or pros and cons, really. So I mean, it's not like I have too much of a preference with either one. I mean, because I'm more familiar with the format I do now, I'm in more of its negatives or like in the front of my mind, you know, because I experience the negatives all the time. I'm sure if I did with the redirect format for a while, some of its negatives would be more present in my mind. So there's a little bit of bias in that regard as well. But still, for the most part, there are pros and cons with each method. So I wasn't really like gung ho for either one of them. So as a result, it really does come down to what people want, and this seems to be what people want. So maybe I'll switch to a different format at some point in the future, but for the near future, I'll stick with how I do things, since that seems to be what they want. Now, yeah, I mean, it's kind of funny. Even the I'm fine with either still beat the number of people that wanted redirects, which is kind of funny. So the point is, yeah, people don't want that as much as I thought it did. I do want to say that I do want to bring up the whole 10-minute highlight format for a second. Now, there's also a bit more negativity towards that than I expected. Now, that doesn't really matter because I'm not going to do that anytime soon, if ever. But just so you know, if I ever did that 10-minute highlight format thing, I would still offer the full length with only timer as an alternative, probably for like Patreon supporters. Like a lot of the big channels do that. I mean, I know it's probably still bad news to some people that don't want to become a Patreon supporter, which I totally get. But I'm just saying that, yeah, that's what I would do if that was ever a thing. But that's not in the cards anywhere in the near future. So don't worry about that if you're unhappy with that. So yeah, the gist of it is I'll continue doing it how I've been doing it for the I guess I can take this down now for the near future. So yeah, that's all I really want to say. I'm excited to start up the new anime season in the near future, fall 2018. There's some pretty good shows on the horizon there, so I'll see you there when that starts up.